What if God does not crush Jacob's strength, but redirects it in the dark? Midnight at the ford of Jabbok. The camp is quiet across the water. Footprints fade along the bank. Jacob remains. Esau draws near with 400 men, and the night holds its breath. A figure steps from the shadow and takes hold. The struggle begins. Dust rises, hands lock. Neither yields. No bargain, no speech. Only the weight of a presence that will not release him and will not be resisted. Hours pass, limits surface. The grip that once seized blessings finds a stronger hand. A sudden touch at the hip ends self-reliance. Pain flashes and pride falls. Yet Jacob does not let go. I will not release you unless you bless me. A question cuts true. What is your name? He answers what he has always been called. Jacob, heel catcher. The reply remakes the road. Your name shall be Israel. Dawn presses the horizon. The river glows. A man stands marked, wounded, and blessed. Lord, cover me with your peace. Give me strong faith to cling to you in the night. Guard my mind and my camp beneath your protection. Amen. Before we enter the fight, we trace the long road that brought Jacob to the river. What if the night struggle began years before the night, seeded by grasping hands and unquiet plans? Jacob's long habit of grasping, first at a heel, then at a birthright, then at a blessing, sets the road to Jabbok, where God will meet and remake him. Grasping begins early. Twins contend in Rebekah's womb. A word is spoken before their birth. The older shall serve the younger. The boy comes out gripping a heel. They name him Jacob. Years pass. Esau returns weary from the field. Jacob bargains suit for a birthright. Later, a blind father's tent fills with the smell of field clothes and the feel of goat hair. Under Rebekah's plan, Jacob speaks his brother's name and receives the firstborn's blessing. He gains the words he craved and loses the safety of home. Esau burns with wrath. Jacob flees. A grip can win a moment and still wound the road. Grace interrupts in flight. Stone for a pillow, sky for a roof. A ladder appears. Angels ascend and descend. Above the stair, the God of Abraham and Isaac speaks. I am with you. I will keep you. I will bring you back. Jacob wakes in dread and awe. He names the place Bethel, pours oil on the stone, vows allegiance if God will indeed guard his path. The promise is given before Jacob is reformed. Presence is planted where deceit was sown. Heaven opens over a fugitive. Mercy outruns his schemes. The mirror under Laban. In the north, Jacob tastes his own methods. A wedding veils the wrong bride. A sunrise reveals Leah in Rachel's place. Wages shift 10 times, yet God makes Jacob's flock strong. Years harden into skill and strain. Then the command comes. Return to the land of your fathers. I will be with you. On the way south, angels meet him. He names the place Mahanaim, 2 camps. Word arrives. Esau approaches with 400 men. Fear moves quickly. Jacob divides the people in herds. He prays the covenant back to God. He arranges waves of gifts to soften a brother's face. Night falls. He escorts wives, children, and all he owns across the ford of the Jabbok. The river takes the sound of hooves and wheels. Silence remains, and Jacob remains on the near bank, alone. 2 camps on earth, 1 camp in heaven. The river waits for truth. The vow at Bethel did not erase the trail of grasping. It placed God's pledge inside the trail. Jacob must be met, not merely moved. The oath over him is old, but the man must be made new. Torches dwindling across black water. A single figure at the bank. A staff driven into sand beside a travel bundle. The family is beyond the ford. The gifts are on the road. The night holds 1 man and 1 God. Now the struggle begins. What if the blessing arrives hand in hand with a wound that will govern every step after dawn? At the ford of Jabbok, Jacob contends through the night with a mysterious man, is touched in his hip, confesses his name, and receives a new name, Israel, so that grasping gives way to clinging, and the story turns under God's hand. From force to hold, the struggle shifts from throwing to not letting go. The wound that governs, a single touch breaks self-reliance and marks the pace of the rest of his life. The question that unmasks, what is your name? Confession precedes renaming and future. Night fixes its hold on the valley. The family and herds have crossed. Jacob remains alone on the near bank. Then a figure is upon him. No greeting, no terms, only the press of limbs and breath. Dust rises, feet dig. The river answers with a slow, black sheen. The man wrestles with him until the breaking of the day. This is no brawl of minutes. It is the measured testing of sinew and soul. Near dawn, when human strength thins, the man touches the socket of Jacob's hip. The joint gives way. Not a blow, a touch. The signal is clear. The one who wrestles him rules him. From that moment, Jacob's struggle alters. He is no longer casting for advantage. He is clinging for life. I will not let you go unless you bless me. Then the voice cuts to truth. What is your name? He speaks it plain. Jacob, heel catcher, supplanter. The naming is confession, and confession opens the gate. The reply lays a new path in a single sentence. Your name shall no longer be Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with God and with men and have prevailed. He has prevailed not by overpowering the divine, but by refusing to release the divine. Hosea remembers this night. He strove with the angel and prevailed. He wept and sought his favor. Dawn edges the hills. The man blesses him there. Jacob asks the name and receives no disclosure. Mystery keeps its veil. Yet the blessing stands. He names the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and yet my life has been delivered. He rises into light with a limp that will teach him the pace of dependence. The people keep the mark of the night in their table, and the patriarch keeps it in his walk. The night at Jabbok is God's mercy in a hard form, power restrained, a touch that conquers, a blessing that renames. The wound is not a curse, it is the governance of grace over a man who once trusted the quickness of his hands. First light on slow water, a staff retrieved from the sand, a man ascending the bank, one hand to his side, a new name in his mouth, Israel. With the blessing given and the limp received, the sun lifts on the road ahead. Now the renamed man must meet his brother, and peace must be sealed with worship. What if the limp you fear will expose you is the very sign that opens the way to peace? At first light after Peniel, Jacob advances to meet Esau with a broken pace and a humbled heart, receives mercy he did not script, and seals the day with an altar that names God as Israel's strength. Humility before power, the bowed path of 7 prostrations, surprising mercy, the elder brother runs, embraces, and weeps. Worship that remembers, lamb purchased and an altar named El-Elohe-Israel. The sun climbs the ridge, dust rises on the horizon, 400 men under Esau's lead. Jacob sets the order of the camp, then steps out ahead with a staff and a limp that tells the night's secret. He bows once, then again, 7 times as he approaches his brother. These are not the angles of a schemer. They are the arcs of a heart that has been named. The distance closes, and the line of soldiers parts around their chief. Then the script breaks. Esau runs. The elder's arms take the younger. Neck to neck, they weep. No bargains, no demand for reparations. Breath and tears do the speaking. When words return, Esau lifts his eyes to the women and the children. Who are these with you? Jacob answers, the children whom God has graciously given your servant. The word graciously given hangs over the company like a shade in noonday heat. Gifts are presented, Droves sent ahead now laid at Esau's feet. The elder demurs. I have enough, my brother. Jacob urges. Please accept my blessing that is brought to you, because God has dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And then the sentence that reveals the night's work. For I have seen your face, which is like seeing the face of God, and you have accepted me. Paths diverge in prudence. Esau offers escort. Jacob declines with courtesy, naming the slow pace of the children and the herds. The companies part with peace intact. Jacob journeys on, shelters his household at Succoth for a time, then comes safely to the city of Shechem in the land of Canaan. There he purchases a parcel of field from the sons of Hamor. Stones are gathered, an altar rises. He names it El-Elohe-Israel, God, the God of Israel. The new name is no longer a private word by a river. It stands engraved in earth and ash where generations will pass. Let humility go first. The bowed path opens what force cannot. Receive mercy without pride. Call it grace and keep it. Raise an altar where peace is given. Name the place so memory can rule fear. Lord, teach your servant the pace of humility. Keep my steps under your name. Let mercy be my strength and worship be my answer. Establish El-Elohe-Israel in my house, that peace may dwell where you have given it. Amen. A staff planted in soft earth. Two brothers dust-streaked from the road, faces wet. Later, a small square of purchased field marked by new stones and a name cut deep. El-Elohe-Israel. Peace has been given, and the altar bears witness. Now the tale must gather its meaning and bid the listener choose the next faithful step. What if the limp you carry is the seal of a night when God would not let you return to your old name? The Jabbok night turns Jacob's grasp into Israel's grip on God. From Peniel to the road with Esau, the story gathers its meaning. God rules the turning, names the man, and teaches a pace that keeps peace. Dependence replaces force. Israel prevails not by overpowering, but by refusing to let go of the Holy One. Identity governs steps. The name spoken at dawn steadies the bow, the embrace, and the altar. Memory guards the future. Places are named so fear must answer to what God has already done. See the river at first light. Footprints press the sand in a new rhythm. Staff, step, staff, step. The man who once arranged outcomes now carries a mark that arranges him. I will not let you go unless you bless me. The words that rose in the night follow him into the day. He bows 7 times before his brother because the highest bow has already been given. He receives an unexpected run, an embrace, and tears. Later, stones rise where land is bought and a name is fixed. El-Elohe-Israel, God, the God of Israel. Night wrestle, morning mercy, evening altar, one straight line of grace. This is the path. The Holy One limits strength to rescue the heart, asks for the true name to open a truer future, and grants a blessing that does not flatter pride. Israel is not the hero of his own tale. He is the man who clung and would not release the hand that wounded to heal. The river kept flowing, the herds kept moving, the camp kept its tasks, but the center was changed. Control gave way to covenant. Fear yielded to a pace taught by God, and wherever mercy met him, he marked the ground so the next fear would find a witness already standing. A worn staff leaned where the light falls on a threshold. 3 stones set together, a small shard with inked letters. Peniel, El-Elohe-Israel. Call to walk, choose before nightfall, bow first. In one place that matters to you, lower yourself in heart and words. Let humility go ahead of you as Jacob's 7 bows. Cling rightly, speak once aloud the night sentence God gave Jacob. Keep it as your vow when strength fails. Name the place. Set 3 stones where you dwell and say, El-Elohe, your name. Let memory take its watch. Teaser. Next episode, Joseph, from prison to palace, God's providence in pain. We will follow the descent that becomes ascent, how dreams are refined in darkness, and how a forgiven heart feeds a hungry land.